It's part of the human condition to imagine what the future might look like. Years ago, science fiction writers like Arthur C. Clarke dreamed and future-gazed, mapping out exactly what 2020 might be like.
The big difference when he grows up, in fact, if we wanted to wait for the year 2001, is that he will have in his own house, not a computer as big as this, but at least a console through which he can talk to his friendly local computer and get all the information you need in the course of living in a complex modern society. This will be in a compact form in his own house.
Our lives have changed so dramatically in the first 20 years of this millennium. But what will our domestic life in 2030 look like? What smart devices will be at the heart of our homes? And with assistive tech supporting us in our daily tasks, will there come a time when we never need to leave the house? We hear of things like the Internet of Things informing the stocking of our fridges and freezers, but this is hiding the real story of how we'll adopt such smart technologies. We've already invited extraordinary machine learning devices into our homes. 22% of UK households have one or more smart speakers, while the number of IoT-connected devices worldwide is projected to almost triple to 30.9 billion units by 2025. Yes, most of us only use an Alexa or Google Nest to listen to music, the radio, or play silly jokes with. But behind the scenes, big tech aims to make these products central to how our homes run. In the future, this sensor-led technology will likely be built right into the structures of our homes. Smart modular housing developments are starting to emerge as the viable, planet-friendly option for home buyers and construction firms alike. But this is just the beginning. Smart technology is beginning to reshape the way in which entire cities are inhabited. Around the world, cities are deploying sensors to track footfall, litter, and air pollution.
While we're seeing smart homes kind of making leaps and bounds at the moment, I think somewhere where it's actually kind of a bit more advanced is also smart cities. Councils have really noticed the potential here. Smart homes and smart cities are going to be integrated into the future, and that's going to make big changes.
And in China, sensors combined with facial recognition can detect individuals who are jaywalking and display their faces on screens to shame them. And intelligent tech is beginning to shape the way we may shop IRL in the future. In early 2021, Amazon opened its first high street supermarket in West London. Based on its successful rollout in the US, this shop uses advanced sensor technology to track the contents of your actual in-store shopping basket in real time, updating your account spending as you shop and billing you once you've left the store.
Welcome back to Seedtime and Harvest. We had an amazing spring garden, extended it through the summer with the use of our shade cloth, but now we have to clean everything out to get ready to start our fall garden. Join us. It was an amazing season for cucumbers. This plant was very productive this year. Almost every other day we were harvesting cucumbers. It doesn't really look that great because we had a big problem with the bugs, but thankfully we were able to overcome them, and you can still see we have a lot of small cucumbers still on the plants, and it's still flowering. We're gonna let that stay for a couple more weeks and then we pull it up because it's not gonna interfere with what we're gonna planting anyway. There were quite a lot of things we did not have to buy this year, praise God. Cucumbers being one of them, tomatoes and peppers. We had an abundance. The peppers are still in the garden, and I don't want to take them out quite yet because I know they still have a few weeks or even a month before we get our first frost. I'm just gonna allow these to stay in the garden too, because what we're gonna plant may not be able to cover the entire area. I'm just gonna take out this one plant that's not doing so well and give the others a chance to grow and produce more peppers. If you don't have a large enough backyard space so you can have a compost pile 50 feet from your house, a compost tumbler is an excellent solution to that problem. Not only is it easy to manage, just a few spins every day, but it keeps your compost together and it keeps the pests out of your compost pile. The items that we cleared out of our garden, we just put it in our tumbler. The only thing it needs are some brown items, which we're gonna add, and then some compost accelerator so that we can have our own organic soil and fertilizer. Stay tuned for another video where we're gonna show you how to build your own compost. There are two ways you can add back nutrients to the soil. One, you can add a fertilizer, or you can add compost, or even a combination of both. What we're gonna do today, because of the soil that we planted in, a lot of it was removed when we were taking out the plants, we're going to add soil and we're going to add fertilizer. Now, the soil that we are going to use is the in-ground organic garden soil. You can pick this up at Home Depot or Lowe's. Not only is it a good source of soil conditioner and it adds volume to your raised bed, but it also contains fertilizer to feed your plants for 6 months. In addition to that, we're going to add some organic fertilizer, and this is a slow release organic fertilizer. Slow release is best because the nutrients will be available for your plants throughout the growing season. My strong garden helper is going to help me to spread all this in-ground soil throughout the beds. Again, we're adding volume to our raised beds, and we're going to provide some food for the new plants that are coming in. Now, there are some plants that are going to remain in the garden for a little while longer, so we're just going to spread it around the base of those plants, not covering them too much. And again, this is an organic in-ground garden soil. You can get raised bed soil or a soil of your choice. Just make sure it's organic. And since we already have peat moss, perlite, vermiculite in the garden already, we're not going to add those again. We're just going to mix this soil in. Our soil is very loose and it already has perlite, as you can see. And we had put in a lot of peat moss in there. That's why the soil is so loose. It's not compacted, makes it easier for the roots of the plants to go down into the soil. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix in the new compost, the new soil that we're adding into the bed. As you're going through, you're turning in your soil with either your fork, your hand fork, or your shovel. You just wanna make sure you're going really deep and removing any excess roots that would have remained from the plants that you just took out. From one season to the next, spring garden extended through the summer, now getting ready for a fall garden. All our soil is in, our plants are almost ready. I hope you don't stop gardening just because the cold is coming. It's a wonderful time to grow because you have less bugs, and of course it's much cooler, and we all enjoy being outside when it's not blazing hot. So until then, thank you for joining us on Seedtime and Harvest. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comment below. And we'll see you next time. Happy planting!